I am Sean D. Tucker, and this is what I do.
Okay, here's a fun one. It's the Holy Hogfire. Right rudder, left aileron, forward stick, let's go!
I do not settle for second best. Second best is not all right. It's not all right with me. It's not all right with the people that work for me.
We're gonna buzz the Coast Guard. You should see the girls on that boat, boy.
I've always been compelled to the sky.
They say airplanes aren't supposed to do that. This one can, because she flies with magic!
I do not want to die in an airplane. I don't want them to say he died doing something that he loved. That's hooey. I am Sean D. Tucker, and this is what I do. I've put my whole adult life into learning how to fly rock and roll aerobatics. I consider it an art form, and I am one of the best in the world.
I got back stick to keep me forward and forward stick to keep me back. That's enough. Oh, yeah. I love my job, folks.
And the reason being is because I'm totally focused and dedicated to learning how to fly that airplane through the sky, upside down, right side up, tail first, tumbling end over end, 10, 15 times, flying backwards for 500 feet.
Oh, that hurt. That was good. That was good.
And what I want to do is be the best aviator that I can be the best aerial entertainer I can be. And what's very, very cool about my job is I'm still learning how to fly that airplane. It is a quest, a challenge, and I don't ever not stop thinking about it.
It's all good. Let's do it right today, baby.
I've only had one show in my whole entire life, and it was just last year, that every single move seamlessly transitioned into the other one. I had my speeds. I didn't give it too much rudder on one maneuver or too much elevator on the next, and every single move was like perfection. And I've had one perfect flight out of over 1,000 performances, over 10,000 practices. I've had one perfect flight. Thinking, after that happened to me, thinking the next day, I'm there, I've reached nirvana. And the next day I got into my cockpit, got ready for the show, and I'm so fired up because now I'm gonna have a perfect flight every time. Didn't happen. Now I'm searching for the second perfect flight. And if it takes me 10 more thousand practice flights and 1 more 1,000 performances, I'm going there, because it is really just a phenomenal experience to be able to be that connected to an aircraft.
All right, folks, thanks for coming to practice. You kids, live your dreams, man. Do whatever you want. It's okay.
Sean D. Tucker means the aviation, or he's the ultimate example of a professional in every sense of the word. I mean, he never takes flying for granted, and that's what it takes to be safe in aviation.
I need to get into your slot and practice your brake and how to move everybody around.
When I kind of describe who I work for to other people that aren't familiar with aviation and especially airshow flying, I always just tell people, you know, I basically work for the Michael Jordan of aerobatic flying.
Ben and Eric are very, very eager. They're very passionate about this. And I have the corporate knowledge from how to stay alive in this business and what entertainment's all about.
There's a sense about his personality that's the real deal. And he looks inside of himself and follows what his passion is. Now, there's a lot of books and a lot of people out there who talk about that. Okay? But I can tell you, probably in my life, I can count on my fingers and toes the people who really live that. And you'll see that in Sean Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Sean is a very transparent and real person. In fact, that's, I think, why we get along, because we're both very, very open with each other. And we bear our soul, and we share what we're thinking and what we're feeling. And that's a part that you don't see with Sean necessarily until you get to know him, how personal he is and how caring and inspiring he is. And there's a very serious side of Sean, particularly when he's teaching you to fly an airplane.
You know, it's like Harleys.
Yeah.
You know, biplanes are like Harleys. They got soul.
Volume looks like.
And this one doesn't have a key.
So higher.
Pull, harder, 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 stop it, and roll, more 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 roll. I didn't catch those controls. Turn around and look where my hands are.
Every single day I say, I'm not dying in that airplane today, on this flight. Every single day. It doesn't mean I'm afraid, it means I'm respectful. When I was flying helicopters, every single day I said that. Is as you grow older, you become even more responsible. You need depth perception. You need to realize that this is serious business. It's not basket weaving 101, and sometimes you don't get second chances, you know, so you can't count on luck. I have a saying that luck comes to the one most prepared, and being prepared is what it's all about. Last year was a horrible year for me at the start of the season because I lost my airplane. Last year was a horrible year for me at the start of the season because I lost my airplane. So my guys worked so hard last year to get my back up in a reasonable shape, and so I could fly the season and fulfill my commitments to Oracle, to the air shows, to our team mantra, you know, which is accomplishing things and be the best. Never in my wildest dreams would think that my airplane would fail me. I'm the only performer in the world who overhauls his airplane every single year. I spent over $100,000 every single year to ensure that my airplane would never fail me. In my wildest dreams, I would have bet, well, I bet my life on it, you know? So after the overhaul, we're heading to the second show of the year. I just finished a show in Riverside, California, heading to Florida, Sun and Fun. You know, I'm all fired up. On the way to Sun and Fun, I train every single day. And so we always take time out to fly 2 or 3 times a day and then continue on our journey to get there. I was in a friend's airstrip in Coshada, Louisiana, in the middle of nowhere, practicing just a 3/4 loop going down, snap rolling, you know, wop, 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 you know, just the Earth's rotating at 700 degrees a second, come out of that, dive it down to 300 miles an hour, pull 10 feet off the deck, pitch it up, gonna do another tumble going through the sky. And when I did the pitch up, at 10 feet off the deck at maybe 225 miles an hour, wow! And it was this huge loud pop, and my airplane immediately goes whoop, whoop, whoop. I lost the rod end that is connected to the elevator, which is connected to the stick, and the stick is the one that makes you go pull back, you go up, push forward, you go down. No control. I instantly, for a moment, I was so sensory overloaded for a nanosecond, I was going to jump right there, but I didn't think I was going to survive because when I did the initial pull, and then immediately the tail went free flight and immediately went this way, and then it went this way, and once I got up to about 700 feet, got all my senses, so I'm not in imminent peril. I grabbed the trim tab, the trim handle, which controls the trim tab on the elevator, and that gives you a semblance of balance when you're flying straight and level. You can ease the nose forward and back, but it doesn't give you much control. I had a great team on the ground, and I told them to quit talking to me. I told them When it instantly happened, I said, I broke my stick, I'm going to jump out of the airplane. And so then they thought I was happening right away, and they started talking. I said, please be quiet. I'm flying the airplane, and I'm trying to figure out if I can fly it. And I'm talking to her. I said, baby, we can do this. And I tried to simulate how to land the airplane. And as soon as I get kind of close, it'd go, and then it'd go from 120 to 160 miles an hour. And where the stick is, and you're in this little fabric-covered airplane with steel tubes and stuff. I know what's going to happen if I hit like that. The stick's going to impale me. My legs are going to get crushed. My face is going to get all mangled. I'm going to tumble through the sky and probably, that's the vision. So I took it back down to 5,000 feet, down to 3 gallons of gas. And I go, it's time. Because if I wait till I totally run out of gas, I've lost a measure of control because now the airplane's going down. I said, I got to jump. And really what was hard for me, it really was a poignant moment, is, okay guys, if anything happens to me, tell Colleen, Eric, and Tara I love them. That was pretty tough. And that was pretty tough because, if I don't make it, I want them to know that. And that's a very poignant moment in your life when you do that. And it really affected me, I mean, you're going, gosh, it's like a movie. And you got to say goodbye to your family. Now you got to talk to God. Well, I guarantee you, there's never been an aviator who didn't believe in God. He's not an atheist in there. In a disabled aircraft, there's no atheist. That's all there is to it. I said, I don't want to die. And if I do, how did I live my life? I started looking at myself in the mirror. Did I leave, or will I be leaving the world a better place? Did the checks and balances, did I do more good for the world or harm? You think all that stuff, And I was very clear, clearer than I've ever been in my life, because say goodbye to my family and talk to all my gods. And that was a very cool experience for me. I fell overboard and jammed myself into the flying wires, and at the same time my airplane rolled upside down, and now we're heading towards the ground, and I'm in but I'm at 5,000 feet. First thing you got to do, get rid of the canopy. Yeah, I got time. So that's what I do. I have an emergency eject on the canopy where it jettisons, but you got to duck because the canopy is going to hit you in the head. So I ducked, boom, nothing happens to the canopy. Look up, damn. So I hit it. And as I hit it, my head kind of went up, bam, the canopy hits me right in the head. Yeah, not my movie. It's not working the way I want it to work. But we're okay. I had a helmet on, put a little ding in my helmet. We're okay now. Real deal, baby. Very clear, real deal. This is happening, man, and I'm still trying to manage the airplane. I got to keep it as level as I can, as it's still doing all this stuff, Turn off the engine. Boom, turned off the engine, just like they say to do in the movies, The engine's on. I was very proud of myself on that, okay? All good, okay. 2 sets of seatbelts, release the seatbelts, ba-boom, bada-boom, seatbelts out, all good, here we go. and so got to do it, very clear, all good, I've already done it all. I go and I jump out of the airplane. I mean, I'm going to have this beautiful dive off the airplane and let my baby go. Well, I'm not writing the script. I had inadvertently didn't get the left shoulder strap all the way off. And so this beautiful dive that you would hope a hero would have, well, I was the klutz. I didn't dive, I actually just fell overboard. I fell overboard and jammed myself into the flying wires. And at the same time, my airplane rolled upside down, and now we're heading towards the ground, and I'm in. But I'm at 5,000 feet. I got one parachute. I am calmer than I've ever been in my life, but I am screaming. After about 180 miles an hour, my flying wires sing. That's what I loved about this airplane. My flying wires would sing. Well, my flying wires are singing. So I know I'm doing well over 180 miles an hour, and we're going down in a spiral, really close to vertically down. But I managed to untangle myself with the flying wires, and I'm in a vacuum of air because of the way the airplane was diving down, that I'm going as fast as the airplane. The human body goes 120 miles an hour, but I'm screaming probably over 200 miles an hour. I got untangled and I pushed it away, just like you'd push a log away on a lake, and just gently pushed it. The airplane pushes away. I said, see you later, girl. And immediately I go, compared to what the airplane is doing, because I just slowed back down to 120. I looked at her, I went down, opened my parachute, and I heard her crash, but it wouldn't look, opened my parachute that I've never seen before, because you don't ever want to see them. She looked pretty good. And then the crash fire rescue, I'm flying the parachute around, which goes about 35 miles an hour, just figuring out where I'm going to land on this field. And they finally stopped because they were chasing me like Keys cops. The helicopter landed, so I went next to the helicopter, landed next to the helicopter, grabbed my parachute, started walking towards him, and he says, is this for real? You know? I said, unfortunately it is. I'm all okay, not a scratch, not a, you know, little, I didn't do a stand-up landing. Again, it wasn't my movie, I didn't write the script, so I didn't stand up like James Bond, unfortunately. Had a little grass stain on my Levi's, and then they took me to the wreckage and I looked at my baby. And oh man, it's, you know, the thing I said is just all the work that my team for 11 years put into this beautiful work of art. And it's just this crunch of destroyed, it was just made you sick to your stomach, you know. The girl was such a good girl, and she was just gone, you know. And there's a couple little pieces. I have because I like all my moves in my airplane to be in trim, you know. And so the glass ball, the glass whiskey ball that's in there. There's a glass case with a ball in there, and they call it a whiskey compass, but it's a whiskey ball for my turn and bank. That survived the wreck at 300 miles an hour. And there's a couple other things, you know. And we have the wreckage, and we're gonna, as we're building the new one, I'm gonna incorporate some of its DNA of the old airplane into there, because I believe in that stuff, you know. But yeah, we miss her, you know, and it's gonna be another year before we get another one.
Well, for me personally, that airplane represented about 12 years of my life. It was built originally in 1995 after we lost another airplane, and I'd spent approximately 3 months in Oregon helping a gentleman named Pete Nettinger build the airplane. And then we do our winter rebuilds every year, so 12 years of rebuilding the airplane, making it better, finally to the point where we think it was just about as perfect as it could be. And then after that last rebuild, we had a total of about 30 hours on the airplane when we lost it. So we're trying to turn this airplane into one that's at least as good as the one we lost, and we all have a pretty good suspicion it's actually going to be a better airplane.
You know, here we are again, pushing the envelope, changing, which is all good, but still it makes you nervous. But this airplane, I have a feeling is going to be the best biplane I've ever flown in my life, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But I want to get going. It's time to get this thing going.